Talk to travel agents and I talk to our guests a lot. They say, Andre, we love nature, we love the hot springs, we love the food, but we love the most was how friendly your staff was. And this
Oh,
is because
beautiful.
the way Costa Ricans are. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Renee Leith-Manos. Welcome to this podcast, Where to From Here, featuring conversations about luxury travel and how it's changing in every pocket of the globe. So today we're going to a place that in the world that I've never been, and there's not many of those, and it's Costa Rica. And I've just heard the most amazing things about the natural beauty of this destination. And it's actually just been voted the friendliest place to visit in the world. I know this because I rate Indonesia as one of the friendliest places, and Indonesia was indeed, I think, number 2 or 3, but Costa Rica was number 1. And I'm speaking to Andrey Gomez from the amazing, now I don't really know how to pronounce it, Tabacón Resort, who's going to tell us all about Costa Rica, why people go there, and the luxury there. So how are you, Andrey?
Good, good. Thank you. Well, let me tell you, Costa Rica has always been a destination that attracts people with a sense of adventure. We are relatively a small country, but this is where you can experience so many things within an easy reach, whether it's traveling from our Caribbean to our Pacific coast, enjoying these contrasting influences on our culture, exploring various kinds of rainforests, or staying somewhere with a volcano view like we have here in Tabacon. More recently, as the environment has become a mainstream concern, our position as pioneering ecotourism destination has been very attractive to visitors. We have been doing for years what others are now trying to catch up with. And our nature and wildlife experiences are some of the best in the world.
Wow. Did you grow up there?
Yes, 100%.
Wow. And have you worked anywhere else in the world?
I have been a little bit around the world, yes. Not
But
as much
working?
as I would love to, but
But have you worked in any hotels outside of Costa Rica?
I have worked in Costa Rica, Panama, and Nicaragua. So I pretty much know the region quite well.
Yeah, interesting. And those Panama as well. I've just been in London, and these destinations come up a lot for health. In terms of, I know stem cells, for example, are really popular, and there's a whole tourism movement going to Panama to get injected with stem cells to look younger. I don't know if you know about that. And even in Costa Rica, there's a lot of people that go there for wellness and to really sort of, go back to basics and, become well. Is there a lot of that you see?
Well, our hotel, it's a beautiful jewel, and it's all about being at the base of the volcano, Arenal Volcano. We have the largest flow of natural hot springs. So a lot of our visitors come to Costa Rica because they are looking for adventure. And we do have a great backyard of adventures. You can name it either rappelling, zip lining, hanging bridges, whitewater rafting. But after doing all of those adventures, what Tabacon is really famous for is because after a day, you come back to our beautiful hot spring and you go to the natural river. We have over 18 swimming pools of natural um, heated hot spring. And we're
Wow.
talking about 100 degrees. So this is a very relaxful experience. And we have people from all over the world. We're
And do
very
they have
close.
healing? Do they have a healing qualities? Those natural springs.
We have the balneotherapy, and we have our water is so rich in minerals. So you can definitely feel it on your skin, but you will definitely have a great night's sleep at night. It's a great relaxation experience.
Sounds wonderful. And where are people coming from to visit Costa Rica?
We have people from all over the world. From the Americas, it's quite easy to come. We have a lot of direct flights from North America or South America, but we also have now direct flights from Europe. So we are seeing a mix from all over the world. Probably North America is the most popular. Uh, Costa Rica is very popular in North America, so we have a lot of visitors there, but also we have a lot of visitors from Europe in general.
Mm. And the resort is on 922 acres. How difficult was it to build a resort there? And I believe it was built very sustainably.
Well, our founder had the vision. If you go back 30 years ago, he he had the vision about creating a destination where the volcano is. And pretty much everyone thought he was a dreamer because back then, Costa Rica, everyone was like, who would come to Costa Rica if you're not going to the beach? Well,
Mm.
he really had the vision and he pushed. He wanted the region to grow and build a destination with ecotourism, thermalism. And now, out of 52 destinations in Costa Rica, where we are located is number one, by far the
Wow.
most visited and popular destination in the country.
Wow, that's amazing. And tell us about your founder. Who is that? Who is he?
The founder was Jaime Mikowski. Now is his family and other partners that joined with him when he had this vision. And he was an architect, and he just felt in love with the natural river, the hot springs. He thought this was a magical experience to offer to the world. Come to Costa Rica, enjoy with the great nature, enjoy looking at the wildlife that we have, while enjoying this great thermal river at the base of Arenal Volcano.
Wow. And what sort of food is there? Because as I say, I've never been. So what do people eat when they come to Costa Rica?
When you come to Costa Rica, I would have to say it's all about rice and beans is the top of mind. We mix that in the morning, which we call the gallo pinto. And a typical Costa Rican meal will be rice and beans with salad and then your protein. You can either have some fish, some chicken, some meat. But nowadays, it's all diverse. Since we grow pretty much everything and our our fruits can really ripe from the tree. Everything is so juicy, so fresh. So we have a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, and also we have the two oceans. We have the Pacific and the Atlantic. So a catch of the day is also part of our gastronomy quite often.
So there's a lot of local eating, sustainable eating, and eating the local produce.
It's trendy to work with local producers. The more
Mm.
you work with the local producers, the more benefit you see because of first on the economy, the
Yes.
benefits the region where we're at. And second, that there is basically no carbon footprint. And it
Yeah.
cannot be any fresher than going farm to table.
Yeah. It's so true, isn't it? It's a worldwide trend.
Yes, totally.
And
Our
how
chef,
did, sorry, yeah.
our culinary director, his name is Saul Umaña. I really like Saul because even though he's a young guy, he was born in Cartago. Cartago is this region in Costa Rica where you grow a lot of vegetables. So his family from his mother's side, they all are agricultural. They grow potatoes and you name it, all type of vegetables. But his father's side is from Punta Arenas, which is right in the Pacific. So
Yes.
he grew up between agriculture and fishing. So he fell in love with this, and now he's proposed this diverse, fresh offering in our three different venues, which is one of our highlights.
Wow. And how do you cope with veganism and all of that? Because obviously that would be an issue with a lot of your guests as veganism becomes more popular and people become gluten. Is all of that fairly easy to cope with the Costa Rican produce?
Yes, it's I think that vegans can really enjoy having a great meal in our hotel because it's all about again, it's the textures, the flavors, the spices. And Saul does a wonderful job. I personally really enjoy having a great vegan meal. Before, let's say 30 years ago, thinking about vegan meal was kind of boring, just like a
Yeah.
salad or
Yeah.
clearly vegetables. But nowadays you have textures, you have different flavors in it. It's actually a fun um it's a fun offering, and
Yeah.
we always challenge ourselves to make sure our vegan visitors enjoy their meals.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you get into luxury hotels?
Well, it's a long story. I thought I was going to be a pharmacist back when I was a kid.
I think you're
uh
the first luxury hotel general manager I've ever interviewed who thought they were going to be a pharmacist.
yes, and there was this hotel that opened up right across the street where my parents live. And I got introduced to the hospitality world just because my brother was a good friend of the manager. And I love that. I love the gastronomy. I love getting to meet people. I love being a bartender, a waiter, a tour guide. And then I said, well, I think becoming a pharmacist might be a little bit too boring. Wasn't for me. And I have been a hotelier for the last 28 years or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what was your very first job in luxury hotels?
Bartender. And as a matter
Right.
of fact, 2020, when we all were at home, I was probably the most popular neighbor because we had our bubbles in our hometown, and I was making margaritas for everyone. So this
Oh,
is how
brilliant.
I'm in the afternoons.
And how do you cope with the pressures? I mean, running a luxury hotel, even in beautiful, natural Costa Rica, there's a lot of pressures. So how do you de-stress?
Normally, I just reconnect with my children. I have two lovely children, a boy and a girl, and I just connect with their world. And this is how I totally disconnect from the
How old?
hospitality.
How old are they?
My daughter is 10 and my son is 8.5. But the funny
Beautiful.
thing is that running a hotel sometimes is much easier than going through their world and trying to manage their needs and their little problems. But I enjoy it so much, and this is the best way for me to disconnect from my daily routine.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And what about traveling? How do you keep up with the luxury trends? Because the luxury industry is evolving so quickly. How do you keep up with the trends?
Well, first, I talk a lot with our guests, and they are always updating you. They are telling
Yeah.
you what was their experience somewhere in the world, what they like the most, and that challenges
Mm,
challenges me to try to keep my offering fresh, authentic. And we do a lot of reading as well. We always get
yeah.
articles, and we also have colleagues that that we update each other and we share best practices. So not necessarily that I need to travel in order to keep up, but just being in the middle of this industry,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
always seeing what's new.
Do you travel much?
As much as I can, I combine the work and travel because I have to attend some of the showcases, not as
Yes.
often now. But then when I have a chance, I just plan with the family a trip and we just go away. At
What are
the end of the
your,
day,
yeah.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about being together and going with the flow. Sometimes there is so much stress behind a property, and the expectation is that it's gotta be perfect.
Yes.
And I, my suggestion is just enjoy it because nothing is perfect.
Yeah. So what are your favorite destinations that you like to travel to?
I really enjoy going to South America. One of my favorite trips was down in Argentina at the Perito Moreno with my wife. That time we disconnected from our children. We needed to have
Ah,
some time together. So I have great memories about Argentina. But in general, anywhere we go, we really enjoy it.
how long does it take you to get to Argentina? How close are you? I'm just trying to picture the distance.
It took us about 7 hours to Buenos Aires,
Yeah, okay.
and then another flight to go further south. So it's not that far.
Yeah, wow. Oh, it's amazing. And any other travel experiences that you can share with us?
No, not really. I just love to go and explore nature anywhere I can see a beautiful mountain or I can see the ocean. I just love to disconnect from my thinking and
Yeah,
connect with that beautiful um, view or moment and just embrace nature, embrace life. There are so
absolutely.
many easy ways to really enjoy your life and the beautiful world that we live in. So
So true. And what are the changes that you see coming to the luxury travel industry from where you sit in Costa Rica?
I think it's all about keeping the product fresh, new, uh, but also if you go back to basics, um, you are sometimes able to provide a way better experience. So
Mm,
just work with what you have around you. Like we have the volcano, we have the hot springs, we have the natural ingredients, we have our culture. So our my biggest challenge is to how best to showcase our culture through our
Mm.
gastronomy. And also, I really enjoy giving the opportunity to our staff to tell their story to our guests. At the end, when you
Ah,
travel, it's about knowing who's the people behind the bar, what's their life, what do they do, but to do it in a way that really shares the culture of the country that we're located at.
mm. And what is the culture of the country?
Costa Ricans are so pura vida. That's what it is. That's what we are
Is
known
so
for.
what?
Pura vida. It's pura vida is how it's the way we go with the flow on everything that we do. Like how was the meal? How's that person? How's weather? How's everything? Pura vida. Pura vida means pure life. So Costa Ricans are quite easygoing. We're really friendly. We really like to make sure that we showcase our beautiful country. And Costa Ricans do smile, not because they have to, it's because we're truly a happy country. And the more I travel, the more I see it because it feels different when you go somewhere and you ask something and the other person is not just happy. You can really feel that. While Costa Ricans, I talk to travel agents and I talk to our guests a lot. They say, Andre, we love nature, we love the hot springs, we love the food, but we love the most was how friendly your staff was. And this
Oh,
is because
beautiful.
the way Costa Ricans are. Yeah, very
Wow.
welcoming.
Well, you saw in my introduction that you've been named one of the happiest countries. In fact, number one, you were named the happiest country in the world recently. Did you see that?
Yes, we were rated as the happiest country in the world a few times. I
Yes.
I think that doesn't happen for I mean, Costa Rica, it's a country with no army since 1948.
No
And ever
army.
since, no army. And ever since, we had a good investment on um, the health system, also in our education system. And 9 out of 10 Costa Ricans have never seen someone dressed like like that are part of the army. So also 25% of our country is a national park. So we're surrounded by a lot of nature, a lot of wildlife, and that has an impact. We are really connected with nature.
And no conflict.
No conflict. No conflict.
There's not many places in the world that we could say that about.
Yeah, yeah. It's not perfect like anywhere in the world, but
Of
but
course.
we don't think about army. Uh, all we think it's having a great time once we get out of our jobs.
So interesting. And do the police carry guns? Because they certainly do in most parts of the world now.
Yes, they do. We have the police, and like any other country, we have our issues or challenges, but
Sure.
it's not a country in which you have to think about the army at all.
Wow. And is there a big expatriate population there?
Yes, as a matter of fact, in Guanacaste, there is one of these blue zones. There are 5 blue zones in the world. One is in Costa Rica. This is in Santa Teresa, and we see more and more expats coming down to Santa Teresa.
Mm.
So we see more and more people moving down to Costa Rica just because the pace it's slow. Uh, that it is not as stressful as if you were in a different city or country.
Wow. Sounds fascinating. I have to put it on my list to come and see it. But we ask all of our guests, Andre, where to from here? And you can talk about where the hotel is going in terms of expansions, what's happening in your day from here, anything you like. So, where to from here for you?
Yes, well, we starting in 2020, we have been um, refurbishing Tabacon. We recently um, added new pools in our honeymoon suites. So
Yep.
you have your private thermal pool in your terrace overlooking at the volcano. All of our showers are fed with the thermal river, which is heated by the volcano. So
Wow.
we have been also working with our gastronomy offering, and we are updating the product in general. So Tabacon has a big name. It has a big legacy. It's the pioneer of the region. It's a very respected brand in the community. And it is important for us to keep the product always competitive, top of mind, refreshed, and most important, provide our guests with a memorable evening.
Absolutely. And what is Tabacon? Where does that name come from?
Tabacon is actually the name of the river, and
Ah,
it's also a beautiful plant with big leaves. So, Tabacón Thermal River is it's our most beautiful natural asset, and we're respectful to the river, and we want our guests to enjoy that thermalism experience with the balneotherapy on property. So.
beautiful. Well, it's been wonderful to talk to you. And I know a little bit more about Costa Rica because I really didn't know much at all before we came on the call. And I hope to see you in Australia, or I hope to come over there and see your beautiful hotel.
Please come. I'm positive you will enjoy. Your eyes will be this big after coming to Costa Rica with all the adventure. And we have a beautiful spa. The spa is al fresco. It's a must do in Tabacon. It's #1 in Costa Rica. So you have that sensorial experience, having one of the mud wraps or some of our local ingredients like avocados or honey. We use all local, all natural ingredients, so you can have wonderful spa treatments.
Do you have ice baths? Is that a part of the spa experience?
Yes, we are Tabacón Thermal Resort and Spa, and our spa is #1 in Costa Rica. We have several al fresco bungalows. So when you're having a treatment, just think about being close to the thermal river, feeling the breeze, listening to the rain, listen to the rainforest while having one of our signature treatments.
Beautiful.
We
No,
use
but do you have ice baths, the ice cold baths as well, or no? Because they're really big in Australia at the moment.
spas. I don't know what that is.
Ice,
No.
very cold baths. They're ice cold.
Oh, ice the spa. No, no, no. No, because our thermal river is 100 degrees, so we might have the opposite. We
Yeah,
might
yeah.
have, yeah.
No, in Australia, the trend is you go into 100 degrees, then you go into the ice. It's hard.
Yes.
All for the health. Well, look, it sounds beautiful. Being amongst nature and having a spa sounds absolutely heavenly. So I will come and I will see it at some stage. But thank you for making the time to speak with us, and have a beautiful rest of the night there.
Thank you, Renee. We look forward to taking good care of you. And thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit of my country with you.
Absolutely, Andre. Sounds wonderful. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe here and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for regular travel updates. You can also hear our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.